everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kape Mazulu and I am a Zambian registered nurse midwife currently based in the UK. If you're new to this channel, kindly subscribe, share with your friends and family, click the notification bell so that you get notified every time that I post a new video, and don't forget to like this video. So today I am going to be talking about the relocation process. Yes, finally, I know a few people have been waiting for this video and here it is. However, I won't be going into detail of the steps as that would take me an entire day. So I will just be giving a summary, and then in the upcoming videos I will be going into much more detail. So don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so that you don't get to miss out on those videos. All right. Firstly, I'd just like to put it out there that if you are thinking of relocating, you need to stay motivated, you need to stay committed, and you also need to make a few sacrifices. Or maybe personally, I did make a few sacrifices because the process requires you to at least have a certain amount of money, or you have to be ready to make payments almost at every step. So I had to cut down on my spending. And also just moving to a new country, leaving your loved ones behind and trying to adjust, being so far away from home in itself is a sacrifice. So you have to be ready for that. Okay? So once you decide to relocate, you have to keep in mind that there are certain steps that you have to take to come here. So firstly, you have to create an online account with the Nursing and Midwifery Council of the UK, which I will in this video be referring to as the NMC. So you have to create an account by going to their website, which I will put in the description box down below. Alright, so once you go to their website, you have to click on menu and then joining the register. So that's how you create an account. Make sure that you select nurse or midwife, and then also select the option for having trained outside of the EU. After that, you can follow the other prompts and you'll be okay. After you have created an account with the NMC, they now have to evaluate and assess if you are qualified enough to come and work here. So this stage is in two parts, where you provide your proof of identity as well as your proof of profession and qualification. So for your proof of identity, you have to submit a copy of your passport, and then you also have to fill in some personal details. So for your passport, you have to make sure that it is not expired or expiring anytime soon, because this is also the document that you'll be using to travel. And then as you fill in the details, you have to make sure that they match the details on your passport. If for any reason your names changed or your details changed as you fill in, you have to give a reason why. For example, if your name changed because of marriage, you have to submit a marriage certificate acting as proof to show the reason why your name appears different from your passport. After that, you have to submit your qualification, and you have to keep in mind that you should have trained for at least 3 years for you to be able to come and work here. So you have to submit that qualification that you have, be it a diploma, be it a degree, and then you also have to make sure that you are registered with the Nursing Council in your country, because the NMC will be contacting the Nursing Council just to verify if indeed you have trained and registered with them in your country. So after you have submitted these documents, you then have to pay a fee of £140, which is non-refundable. So even as you are making that payment, you have to make sure that you are ready and this is what you want. So the £140 is non-refundable, and it's only after you make that payment that they will proceed to evaluate and assess if you are qualified enough to come and work here. Without that payment, they are not going to do anything, and your process will be stagnant until you make that payment. So after you have made that payment, they are going to send an email to your Nursing Council, which is the General Nursing Council of Zambia. They are going to send an email to them which the General Nursing Council of Zambia will then respond and verify that you are indeed registered with them and you're trained for at least 3 years. And even at the General Nursing Council of Zambia, guys, you're required to pay a certain amount of money. See what I said? You have to pay at almost every stage. So after you have done that, you have to wait for at least 14 working days in which you get a response from the NMC. After waiting for 14 working days at least, you will get a response from the Nursing and Midwifery Council of the UK in form of an email telling you you are good to go. So this email will have what is called an invitation to the test of competence. So the test of competence is just it's just an exam that evaluates and assesses your nursing competence, but the exam is mostly of the UK standard. So this test of competence comes in 2 parts. There is part 1, which is the CBT computer-based test. This is the theory part of the exam. And then there is part 2, which is the OSCE, and it's the practical part of the exam. So for the CBT, you will have to book for it. The email comes with a link to a website called Pearson View, where you will then book for the CBT exam, and you'll be required to pay an amount of £83 for that exam, and then you will prepare for that exam and sit for it. The exam is offered at the MIT Center in Lusaka. And then for the OSCE, you have to wait until you get here because it's only offered in the UK. So after you have done your CBT and you have passed, you then have to continue with your registration process. So the next step will be for you to submit a health declaration, a character declaration, your indemnity, and your English evidence. So for your health declaration, a GP has to declare you fit. A GP who knows you or knows your medical history for at least 6 months. They have to declare you fit, and then you also have to fill in a form of declaration saying you are fit to work here. And then for your character, you have to get a police clearance certificate, and also you have to fill in a declaration form declaring that you have good character. But don't lie, they will catch you. They will catch you. Yeah, then after that you also have to sign your indemnity. This is just something to show that you will be insured once you get here. And then for your English evidence, you have to submit your IELTS results. Okay, so now this brings me to the other exam that you're supposed to sit for. You're supposed to sit for an English exam called IELTS. So you book for this exam on the British Council website. I'll leave the link down below, or you can actually go to the British Council. Although due to coronavirus, I think they have put up some restrictions. I don't think you're allowed to go to their offices. Well, at least the last time I was there, we couldn't go in. So I did my booking from their website. So you just go to their website, you create an account, and then you pick a date, and then you make a payment. I've forgotten how much it is. I think it should be £173, if I'm not mistaken. So after you pay that money, you start preparing, because this is just not any English exam, you know, you can say, okay, since I know how to speak English, since I can understand what everyone is saying, I'll just go in tomorrow and sit for that exam. No, you actually have to prepare for it. You have to study for it, because people fail, and guys, it's painful to fail that exam. It's painful because you spend so much money and then only for you to fail. And if you have to rewrite, you have to write the whole thing. Like, you just don't rewrite what you failed. because it comes in 4 parts. I'll go into details in some other video. All right, so you have to pass that English exam and you get an IELTS certificate. This is the one that you have to submit as your English evidence. I didn't mention earlier that the order I have put the steps is not in particular of how someone should go about it. So you can actually write your IELTS first and then start the process. You create an account and whatnot. You can do that, or you can create an account, do away with your CBT, and then write your IELTS or whatever it is. Either way is fine. There's no particular order in which you should do it. Okay, personally, I started with my IELTS before I could do anything else. Yeah, so once you have submitted all this, you then have to look for a job. Now, looking for a job also does not require you to have started the whole process until the very end, then you look for a job. You could actually look for a job before you even pass your CBT or your IELTS. You could look for a job after you have passed your CBT and waiting to write your IELTS. You can look for a job after writing your IELTS and waiting to pass your CBT. I guess you get the gist. There's no particular order. Although I would advise one to look for a job after they have passed their CBT as well as their IELTS exam, because you have a better chance with the employers when you have your CBT and IELTS than when you don't have them. Okay, so better have the CBT, better have your IELTS, and then look for a job. Trust me, you'll get it. Yeah, now when looking for a job, you can either do it by yourself or you can look for an agency, but I would advise you look for an agency. These agencies don't charge anything, it's free. So if someone comes to you saying they can help you look for a job and they're asking you to pay a certain amount of money, my friend, just run, leave them. They're up to no good. They're just after your money, because these agencies are paid here. For every person that they bring here, they make money. So you are not required to pay them anything. So you can just contact an agency, and then after that, the agency is going to act as a mediator between you and your employer. They will get you an interview, and then they will also help you with the rest of the process. So you will get that interview and you'll get that job. They'll send you a job offer. Make sure you read, you understand the terms and conditions. All right, read. Don't just sign because you're looking for a job. Read. After that, after the job offer, you'll be required to submit some other documents, and then your employer will then provide you a certificate of sponsorship. So this certificate of sponsorship is simply a document that shows the government here that the employer is responsible for you once you come here. Because keep in mind, you are coming here, you don't have a house or a home to go to. You don't have any source of income at the moment. Like, you are just coming as you, and the government needs to know that once you get here, you won't be stranded. We have enough people who are stranded elsewhere. So yeah, so this is just a document that shows the government that the employer is responsible for you. So once you get that, once the employer gives you your certificate of sponsorship, you can then apply for your visa. And then after your visa is out, the employer will book you a flight through the agency, or depending on which one you've gone for, they might require you to make payment for your flight, book your flight, and then they refund you once you're here. See why agencies are nice? With the agency, they'll make sure that your employer does everything. You just pack your bags. Just pack your bags, and they'll give you the flight dates. They'll send you your flight tickets, and you go catch that flight, my friend. Catch that flight, you get here. Now, once you get here, remember you have part 2 of the test of competence that you have not yet done. So once you get here, you have to start preparing yourself for the OSCE exam. So now, depending on your employer, you might be working as a health assistant at the same time preparing for your OSCE exam, or as for me, I was with a very good agency, and for the first 6 weeks that I was here, instead of working, I was just busy preparing for the OSCE guys. We were actually going to class. So yeah, you have to prepare for your OSCE, and then after you sit for your OSCE and you pass your OSCE, all you have to do is wait for your PIN. While you are working there, wait for your PIN, and once you get your PIN, they change your salary scale, meaning you start getting a higher amount of money to what you are getting currently before your PIN. So yeah, that's the whole process. I hope I have tried to make it as clear as possible, because it was a little bit hard trying to arrange the steps considering how I did it myself. But in the coming videos, I'll be explaining in much more detail, like every step. Each step will have its own video and it will be explained crystal clear. So just to give a summary of what I've talked about: register yourself with the NMC by opening an account, and then after that you'll be required to provide proof of identity as well as proof of your qualification and profession for them to evaluate and assess that you are qualified enough to come and work here. And then after that, you will then have to sit for your CPT exam, and then you have to provide a health declaration, character declaration, your indemnity, as well as your English evidence. And then after you have submitted all this, you can look for a job. After you have that job, you'll then come to the UK and sit for your OSCE exam, which of course you will pass, and then you'll get your PIN. By the way, after you pass your OSCE exam, you still have to pay £153 for them to add you to their register. I forgot that part. So for the £153, you can either pay it whilst you're still back home, or you can come and pay it once you're here and you have sat for your OSCE and you have gotten your results. There's no particular way in which you can do it. It's just up to you as an individual. Alright guys, so if you have any questions for me, you can always reach out to me through the comment section, or you can reach out to me on my other social media accounts, and I'll gladly answer them. And if you have any suggestions of what videos I should make, please feel free to make those suggestions. I hope this video gives you an idea. I hope this video gives you an idea of the relocation process. Alright, so don't forget to subscribe, share this channel with your friends and family, click the notification bell so that you get notified every time that I post new content. And thank you very much for watching. Till next time, bye.